Hi, this video is a reply to an email that I got from a young lady who had surgery, I believe it was on November the 10th. And she is really struggling with her food intake, enough calories versus too many calories. And she asked what I was eating right after surgery. And I thought I had my journal notebook, and I can't find it, but I did find a couple pages of when I journaled for AJ. In the morning, we made him a 8-ounce protein shake with 8 ounces of skim milk, 2 scoops of protein, and then he had 12 ounces of liquid after that. And this is all spaced out appropriately. You eat, then a half hour to an hour later is when you drink, 30 minutes to an hour later is when you eat, and so on and so forth. For lunch, he would have a 1/4 cup of low-fat cottage cheese, 2 tablespoons of spaghetti sauce, and a tablespoon of part skim mozzarella cheese. This is what we call lasagna, and it was really a staple for both of us right after surgery. Then you have another 12 ounces of Crystal Light. At 3:30 he had more lasagna. Later in the day he had another protein shake with 3 ounces of skim milk, 6 ounces of water, a packet of sugar-free hot cocoa, a scoop of protein. And then for dinner, he had a half a cup of turkey soup, which was homemade soup. It was just something that I made. It was chicken broth, turkey, vegetable, celery, onions, carrots, and some seasonings. And then the next day, he basically had the same thing, because we would make, the portions and then eat them for a couple of days. I was looking at my doctor's notebook. They recommend 4 to 6 small meals a day, and that includes your snacks, your protein shakes, a 1/3 to a 1/2 cup, or excuse me, a 1/4 to a 1/2 cup of food at each meal. Really make your meals stretch out 15 to 20 minutes. I know that's going to seem hard to do, especially when you're looking at a 1/4 cup of food, but that gives you time, gives your pouch time, especially right after surgery, because it is still kind of numb. It gives you time right after surgery to see if you're satisfied. You don't want to eat until you're full, because at that point it's already too late. You're stretching out your pouch. And not that I'm saying already you're going to ruin your surgery, but over time, if you keep doing that, you will. One thing that helped me was I bought little toddler spoons and forks that made me take small bites and eat more slowly. So that might be something that's helpful. I think that was it as far as, food tips. I didn't get hung up on my calorie intake, because my surgeon's office didn't really get hung up on it. If you are eating your 4 to 6 small meals a day, you're doing the portions like you're supposed to, and you're eating the lean protein, the low fat or no fat cheeses or dairies, and those, getting your vegetables and fruits in a day, the calories are going to basically take care of themselves. So if I was trying to keep track of all the protein and the ounces of water plus the calories, I would have drove myself crazy. So luckily I didn't have to do that. Journal what you're eating. It helped me see if there was a pattern. Like it helped me identify, because I was struggling so much of getting my liquids in. It helped me identify, there's a 2-hour gap there when I could have been drinking. So, and then it also let me know, hey, I'm snacking on jerky too much. So, because I was addicted to it there for a while. Because it was high in protein, it was quick, it gave me that satisfaction of chewing on something, but it was bad because it had so much salt and it made me retain water. So journal, and if you have a nutritionist like we have, that you could just say, hey, I'm struggling, here's what I've been eating, can you see where I'm messing up or where I could improve, or what are your recommendations. Then journaling definitely helps you do that. Plus you're like, do I really want to eat that bite of mashed potatoes if I have to write that down in my journal? You know what I'm saying? So it makes you conscious and you aware of what you're eating. So I think that's all that I have. I did find where I started journaling my progress, where I was talking about I had lost 26 pounds in less than 2 weeks after my surgery. On August the 16th, I had my surgery on July 13th, and on August the 16th I went back in for my 1-month checkup and I'd lost 32 pounds. And then on the 26th of August, I had lost 40 pounds, which brought me underneath the 300 mark. I was at 295. I talked about my goal, where when I went in for the consult, the doctor told me that their goal for me was 198 pounds, and I had set a personal goal of 180 pounds. And then when I went back for my 1-month post-op check, my doctor said that he could see me at 175 pounds, 175. So, and that's actually past what I got down to. I got down to 162, which I had hovered at 168, 172 right before I got pregnant, and then I got down to 162 in my first trimester because I was so nauseated and everything. And then at my home scales, which, you know, I measure, or excuse me, I weigh myself in my bathing suit, or not my bathing suit, my nightgown. I'm 174, but at my OB's scale, which I weighed yesterday, I'm at 180, so whatever, I'm pregnant. Let's see, for pre-op, I said to make sure that you're organized, keep all your paperwork together from your doctor, your insurance company, the company that you work for. Shop for staples the day before, but remember that you're going to be eating 1/4 to 1/2 cup of food each day, so don't go and buy 8 boxes of sugar-free pudding, because you don't need that. You'll eat on a whole box of pudding for, you know, a good week. Plus, you don't know if you may love cottage cheese before you have surgery, but then after surgery, sometimes you don't like what you did like before. To get a food processor or blender, extra set of measuring cups, a food scale. Clean your house well before surgery. That really worked for me because I'm the type of person where I hate to see clutter. So if I would have tried to recover in a setting that was messy or full of clutter, it would have drove me crazy to sit there and look at it. Plus, we also had our carpet shampooed before I had surgery, and I had heard that sometimes your sense of smell is heightened after surgery, which for me it was, so I'm really glad that we had the carpets shampooed. Get all your vitamins, your proteins, and your supplements before your surgery so that you can have them on hand after. And then what I just talked about, keep a journal of your food. Blah, 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 blah. Getting your 64 ounces of fluid in a day seems like a monumental task, so break it up. Have, 3 20-ounce bottles of water and then some. So, I had that. Okay, if I have my 20 ounces of liquid between my lunch and snack, and then I had another one between my snack and dinner, then I had another one at night, plus my shakes. I was getting in, a good 80 ounces a day. And then October the 6th, I was down to 280 pounds. I had lost 55 pounds, and that was at the point where my clothes started fitting better. I was in 26, 28, and some 30, 32s that even still fit tightly. So at 55 pounds down is when I started noticing them fitting better and even some of them getting loose. I still hated to exercise, but I was making myself do it. I was trying to get in 5 days a week, which sometimes I'd only go 3 days a week, but I made myself do about 30 minutes on the treadmill and then 30 minutes on the machines. And then I added reps or machines like every other week. I think that's it. So hopefully this answered the questions for the lady that had them and gave some valuable knowledge for other people that were watching. If it sparked questions or if I didn't answer your question, please let me know and I'll try to, or at least point you in the right direction.